You too. What it do is your boy Benji, and we are back in between the ropes. Hey, look, man, I want to salute all y'all that have been showing up and showing love. I recently just came off a solid week. I've been positive. All right. I watched AEW Collision and Dynamite, and it was my first time watching. So I gotta salute a lot of the love I've received in the comments and a lot of information as well. I'm excited to check out some videos and things like that that y'all recommended to me, so I can kind of get hip and caught up as we head into All in Texas. Now, in this world, we are in the WWE. This week is supposed to be a big one as well because we all have Saturday night's main event and Evolution for WWE. So we are going to try to keep the positive train rolling. I'm not going to say too much. I'm not going to say too much. Show opens with Seth Rollins and his crew showing up. And we look like we're going to get another opportunity for Seth Rollins to get on the mic because it seems as if they have plenty of obstacles to get out of their way. Because since these guys have formed, they haven't really got much done, have they? They haven't really done much in order to secure an opportunity in the future to position everything the right way. They haven't done that yet, have they? So Paul Heyman's about to hand over the mic to Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker intercepts and snatches the mic. A lot of people were probably excited for this moment because we really haven't heard much from Braun. But what he decides to let us know is how much he hates Sami Zayn. I could agree to this. It makes sense. These guys have had beef dating back to a little bit after WrestleMania 40 when these guys were battling for the Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, he just strongly dislikes Sami Zayn. Bronson Reed also gets his opportunity on the mic, and he lets everybody know that he's demanding respect. Similar to how he gained Seth Rollins' respect after taking him out with 6 tsunamis. He's now on a mission to beat the same sentence and respect out of Jey Uso. Then we also get Paul Heyman on the mic, who lets the crowd know that Sami, Jey, and Penta are on the hit list. Again, I'm not quite sure how Penta worked his way into this, but at the end of the day, he was stuck in his nose in business that wasn't for him, and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Whatever. That's fine. Paul points out that Roman Reigns doesn't have the balls to return and has been MIA, just like always, following his losses to Seth Rollins. That was a really, really dirty shot, and I mean, what else can we expect at this point from Paul Heyman? Dude is a snake. Dissing the guys that you were just right there alongside. He dissed Jey Uso, dissing Roman Reigns. That was your man's for 4 years. 4+ years. And this is how you're moving? You're siding with the ops? This is crazy. Literally. Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Roman. These were guys that you was going to war with. Literally. No loyalty at all. What a snake. We then open to the Judgment Day Clubhouse, where Finn Balor is polishing all the titles, organizing everything, and we do get a funny moment where Raquel points out they have a shrine dedicated to Liv Morgan following her absence, as if she was dead or something like that. Raquel is a little bit distraught here because she feels as if everybody is starting to forget what's been going on with Liv. She's not dead. She's just looking for an opportunity to recover. And Finn's like, yo, look, get comfortable. I did the same thing. It took me like 8 months, and I'm way tougher than Liv. That was a shot that was unwarranted. And there's a little funny moment, too, because Dom's going after a cake. And he's like, I can't figure out who made this cake. It was AJ Styles. He's like, I'm watching you, and I can't wait for you to get back healthy. The Judgment Day is absolutely notorious for having belts and not challenging anybody for them. I would be okay with this if this was something that they actually alluded to, like, purposefully. The Judgment Day was like, yeah, I don't have no problem not challenging anybody for these belts. I mean, I'm cool with that. Like, Logan Paul was one of those guys who just held the belt and was like, I'm cool with me holding the belt, and I just want to hold the belt and don't need to challenge anybody. So this leads into the KAIRI SANE versus ROXXANE match, where ROXXANE's supposed to be handling KAIRI SANE. There's some solid graps in here, nothing too crazy. KAIRI does dive outside of the ring and try and take out Raquel, and then reverses the Pops Rocks to a backslide pin for the win. The numbers game begins as Roxanne sits there and is shocked. I don't understand why she's shocked. She hasn't won a game. She hasn't won anything really on the main roster other than pinning Raquel. But Asuka actually comes to save KAIRI, which leads a lot of people to believe that this is going to be a Kabuki Warriors moment. Are these two going to reunite and challenge against the Judgment Day for the tag team titles? I can't even lie, this is actually kind of funny. The New Day show up and they're dressed in all black, and they had these roses and flowers, and they admonished the crowd because they haven't showed up in the proper attire as well. Because now that the tag team division is dead, it's only right they pay their respects and mourn. Again, this has been my biggest issue. The New Day is extremely entertaining. We've known this for years. I don't understand why they couldn't have had segments like this during the tag team run. I don't know why they couldn't have segments like this after the heel run. We're starting to see them flesh out these characters, but it's like too little too late, at this point. Kobe lets the crowd know that they're going to find Adam Pearce and demand a tag team match. And, of course, they got to throw shots at the city that they're in. That's mandatory. They have to. We get a Nikki Bella promo, and she's talking about joining the Battle Royale at Evolution for an opportunity to win the women's the World Championships. I'm sorry. We all thought she was possibly going to be going after the tag team champs, but she just said, "F it, I'm going to go fight for a singles win." Let somebody new get the job. Anyways, Sami Zayn shows up, and we did see a moment prior to him showing up to this match where he was interviewed and he let the crowd know that he's focused on his match, even though he's got a lot to worry about. He doesn't get too far before he's attacked by Karrion Kross, again with the pole. And he takes a nice shot to Sami Zayn's already bandaged ribs. It doesn't take long for Bron Breakker to take advantage of this pain that Sami Zayn is in. And even though Sami Zayn is trying to fight through that pain, he ends up trying to climb on top ropes to deliver some blows to Bron Breakker. But as soon as he leaps out of the air, he's snatched out of the air with a spear. And he tries to roll out of the ring to avoid some more further damage. But all he did was walk into his grave, because that set up a super spear from Bron Breakker. He ran across the ring, speared this dude, rolled him into the ring, bounced off the ropes a couple of times, spears Sami Zayn again, and that's a 1-2-3. I am a little confused as to why Sami Zayn is still fighting. I mean, I'm sure Sami Zayn likes to fight, but at a certain point, you got to be like, enough is enough, right? You're fighting for, like, what? Morals and principles? I don't understand what morals and principles this guy has. He literally sided with the most toxic, negative, yet dominant faction that was in the WWE, the Bloodline. And he was not blood. He literally had no reason to join the Bloodline other than just power. And now this dude has morals. Dude turned on his own best friend. Now he got morals. I'm not mad at him for getting speared. There was a kind of funny moment, too, where American Made is backstage, and Ivy now mentions that she wants a spot in the Battle Royale at Evolution. Adam Pearce is like, you already got that spot. He also mentions that Grande Americano has a match later that night, which the brothers, I forget what their names are, Brutus and whatever, they allude that that's impossible, being that Chad Gable is injured. As well, we do see the Kabuki Warriors are officially reunited, and they will wow. It's late. I'm sorry. I'm tired. They will be representing the Raw Women's Division, Tag Team Division, and the Tag Team match in Evolution as well. So it's cool to see that we're getting a lot of women on the card. It is strange to see that there are not really any storylines that have been built up or have any significance at this point. We're just throwing a bunch of women on the card on something that we knew we were going to do months ago, but we're only just now getting the card to fill up a couple of days before the event. A little bit strange, but we do get a cool promo with Bayley, Becky Lynch, and LYRA. As Becky Lynch walks out to the ring, she catches the War Raiders and New Day begging for a rematch, and she mentions to the New Day she's extremely happy that they dropped Big E, because she did not like that dude. She initially gets on the mic and spits facts. She's already beat both of her challengers. She tells the truth. Io and Tiffany had to pick their opponents, but for some strange reason, she wasn't awarded the same opportunity, despite how great she is, in multiple different avenues and metrics. She would even love to choose someone in the front row, and she literally said that, challenged a woman in the front row and told her how quickly she would take them out. Lyra and Bayley just show up, and then Becky just quickly turns these two against one another, and then Lyra essentially says Bayley is a fake friend, and is especially fake when the championship gold is on the line, which is, I mean, a strange finger to point at somebody, being that you were willing to do the same thing and win by any means when there was gold involved, but whatever. She quickly is called a B word by Bayley, and the two start brawling, and Lyra ends up dropping everybody on their head. At least I could say that this is one of the more compelling feuds that is going on right now, and it'll probably end up being a solid match between the three of these women. I think they're trying to replicate the Bianca, Io, and Rhea thing, at least when it comes to talking about the in-ring quality that we saw from that match. There's not really much depth to this story. Otherwise, the only thing that we got from this was that Becky mentioned that she wasn't the one that asked for the spot. It was... No, I'm sorry. She did ask for the spot. It wasn't Lyra asking for the spot. Lyra wanted to make the crowd that clear to the crowd, that she's not the one that asked for this. Whatever. I think a Lyra return is on the way. It's the only thing. That's the only reason this should make a little bit of sense. We did eventually get the Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed match as well. It doesn't get taken too far too quickly, because it's Jay trying to do a dive outside of the ring. He gets hit with a chair right to the noggin, and then eats a couple tsunamis, even though this chair is what led to the match being disqualified. I'm so confused what the angle is at this point when it comes to Grande Americano. I mean, okay, I get it. Like there was like a little bit of a fun trying to figure out who this guy is, but it's so obvious that there's multiple people that have been donning the mask. So I don't understand what are we getting at this point. Why is Dragon Lee fighting this guy? There's not really a reason. Why is Grande Americano in the match, period? Don't really know. It doesn't talk. I don't know. I don't really get the point. Like, it's not like he's been able to convey what his purpose or reason is for being in the WWE, other than just, I guess, fighting against the best. Is that what this is chalking up to? I don't really get it. I mean, even the commentators, I mean, who have been extremely suspicious since day one, are mentioning that they don't believe this is the OG Grande Americano. And like I said, even American Made has their doubts. It was a solid match with a bunch of near falls, yet it was the metal in the mask that won it again for our Grande Americano. Again, I'm not exactly sure what this means or where this is going. Again, like, a Grande Americano won a Speed Championship. I don't know why the Speed Championships are not shown on TV, but I don't know what is the purpose of this match? What is the purpose of this character? What are they getting to? Because that is obviously Ludwig Kaiser. All right, we do get our World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther, who shows up, and he asks for Goldberg, mentions that they will be matching up at Saturday night's main event in Atlanta. It doesn't take very long for Goldberg to actually show up, so the crowd loses their minds. I ain't gonna lie, Goldberg is looking extremely old. I don't know why a lot of these dudes don't want to give up the lifestyle. Maybe it's because something they love, but I mean, dude, keep your health intact. That's more important than anything. These two face off in the middle of the ring. Nobody says anything. And then Goldberg literally just attacks this guy for some strange reason. But again, he's like an old man. So he punches Gunther in the head and then lines up what is going to appear to be a spear. Yet Gunther just rolls out of the ring. And he's just flabbergasted, rubbing his mouth, rubbing his face, rubbing his head. Just, again, I'm done with Gunther, man. I don't believe in him. I don't think anybody in the crowd should believe in him. This dude has been talking about how he's going to destroy so many people and has destroyed no one. He didn't destroy Pat McAfee. He didn't destroy Jey Uso first or second or third or fourth time. He didn't destroy Sami Zayn. Why are we listening to this dude? Why are we getting behind this dude? He's not the ring general anymore. I mean, come on now. You're not even like you don't even have a mean streak. You just ate a punch from an old man for no reason. There's no way you should have came up there and got the upper hand on you. Even Michael Cole snitches and alludes to this match making no sense because he keeps marketing it as Goldberg's last match. And then he even says on the commentary that he asked Goldberg what he would do if he won, since this is his last match. Would he defend the title? And then he says, oh, well, you know, Goldberg told me that'd be an interesting dilemma. So Goldberg's not winning. That's dumb. Again, I'm kind of intrigued to see where this might go for Karrion Kross. He is getting a little bit of TV time, but it's not really culminating in much because he did have his match against Sami Zayn not long ago, and all he's been relegated to is just injuring Sami. So if he injures Sami, then he doesn't really have any true opponents at this point. So I don't know. Well, I don't know. The main event was Penta versus Seth Rollins, which a lot of people expected was going to be a solid show. I think Seth got busted open or his nose broke, something like that in the middle of this match. We started to get a lot of near falls in this match. And there was a crazy Mexican destroyer that we thought might have finished it all, but Seth Rollins was able to grab the rope. Great awareness, huh? And again, I don't know what kind of jobs referees are doing, because he hits Penta with a low blow and is able to stomp him out and win. The ref literally watches it and then just goes to the corner to try and reprimand Seth Rollins instead of disqualifying him, because that should not be a shot you should be able to shoot. But I don't even know what's going on anymore. Again, I don't understand what the purpose of this faction is, because they're not changing anything. And other than just potentially eliminating competitors, what is their goal? How are they changing the future? How are they lining anything up? What is them beating up Penta doing? What is them beating up Jey Uso or Sami Zayn doing? What are they accomplishing? Cash in on the people that are holding the championship belts. Catch John Cena at a movie set or something like that. It's just confusing. I don't get it. But yeah, anyways, it doesn't last too long before the goons come out. They attack Penta, and before they get their hands on Penta, LA Knight shows up, hits Seth Rollins with a BFT, and the commentary and graphics let everybody know that these two will be matching up at Saturday night's main event. Again, a match I don't really understand the point of. While LA Knight is about to be, because he's not really a thorn in their side. He just lost and then say, enough of this. I've been screwed by everybody, so now I'm going to start taking it out on people. So he did take it out on the sisters once or twice. But I don't know how sure he took it to this level. And while I can at least say that there was a lot going on in the midst of the show, I'll grant that. It was a lot of nonsense. Because again, nothing progressed. We're on the tail end of a week leading into 2 PLEs. 2. And if I'm not mistaken, I heard Michael Cole say something about Great American Bash too. So we got a lot going on that weekend or this weekend. And nothing has progressed in any story. If this episode of Raw didn't exist, what would have happened? This was just filler. We got nothing out of this. No deep character dives, no nothing. Nothing happened here. I'll at least acknowledge when there's a good match or two. We didn't really get too many of those either. We saw some squashes. We saw some cheating here. We didn't really get any good matches. And we didn't get anything story-wise that progressed to anything. We didn't even deeper dive into anybody's character. There was a vignette for Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. However many matches this will make it. Rhea Ripley's probably going to go ahead and change titles. And she's going to go back to having the title she never lost. But the women's division is just looking sick. You couldn't even let KAIRI and Asuka get 3 matches by themselves before you had to throw them back into a tag team and save them. Save the women's division. I'm keeping it generally positive. I just don't understand the connections of all this stuff. I mean, again, a lot of these dudes are doing things that are antithetical to their characters. I still do not understand why. What is Paul Heyman getting out of aligning himself with Seth Rollins? They're not even accomplishing anything. This dude has no gold yet. Him winning the Money in the Bank had nothing to do with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. You can make an argument that they at least showed up to the match, which I'm glad that they did, because that at least made a little bit of sense. So they cleared the way made it a little bit easier for this dude. But for a Money in the Bank briefcase, you crash out on everybody. All right, my fault. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this episode in the comments below. Let me know what I'm missing. And if you're excited for NXT and SmackDown. We also have AEW coming this week. I ain't gonna lie, man. This is not keeping up with what I'm watching elsewhere. But y'all let me know.